What is up, peeps? Coach Kev from the Porch. Absolutely beautiful day in McKeesport, PA, about 12 miles south of Pittsburgh. It isn't raining buckets, and the wind isn't blowing 75 miles an hour today. It's like 72. If you hear some bang, and I got some people getting a new roof across the street, so sorry about that. But documents hit again today for Delphi. I think I'm gonna do a live tomorrow. I'm gonna let the document readers and the people that are expert in that give you that tonight. I hope Frank's going to do one. I don't know if he is or not. Kristen, if you're watching, get well. I'll get on the mend with that knee, so I don't think you'll see her. But I'm sure some other people will. So follow your favorite creators. A couple quick things on that stood out to me. I read things like 3 times. I read them once, and I kind of just go through, look for the highlights. Then I read them again, like you kind of read a book and you want to digest it. Then I read it a third time granularly, like sentence by sentence. What does this mean? What does this mean? The order of things means something too. So all that means something. Couple things. I don't want to say we knew. Some people knew for sure. Some people told a lot of people about it. They found the bullet on February 14th. This is the defense saying that. Okay. So we found a bullet 2 weeks later. I thought it all along, and then the more that I saw things, this is just the latest thing. This isn't the first time they said this. It got logged the 15th. They found it the 14th. They started taking people's weapons as early as the Bicycle Bridge Road search, and that was only a couple days later. I think that was Thursday after the crime occurred. Monday, the girls discovered Tuesday. Don't quote me on that date. So for people who are saying the bullet was discovered weeks later, it's absolute horse shit, okay? It's horse shit. And we have multiple ways to verify that now. The other thing is too, and this is the defense writing this memo here, or this motion. Not once does defense say, during this interview, Richard Allen stood up and said, "I didn't do this. You fucking people were crazy. I'd never hurt a child." And that's what innocent people do. People tell you that if you scream your innocence, you proclaim your innocence, that it makes you look more guilty. That is also horse shit. Whoever's telling you that. That is a byproduct. That's a little like line off to the side. So when people at work are accused of stealing and they make a big scene of it, or when people are like maybe, doing things like that, that is what people were talking about. So they took that little niche out of there. You could study that and look that up. Innocent people scream from the mountaintops they didn't do it. Their whole family screams they didn't do it. When they mention about, he mentions his reputation. He wants his car. He's worried about his reputation. This guy is no pushover guy. This guy knows what he's doing. He's running the show. I'm not saying with the court documents and stuff like that, because in my opinion, the defense has kind of gone down a path here where I think they really feel appreciated by people, and I think that they think that they're doing the right thing. I don't think that they're thinking they're mucking this up, but I think that they're doing all this for appeal. This does go to trial, let's say. There's an appeal. They could throw all these things in there. And when they say this one lied and this one lied and this one lied, that is their interpretation. They're not going to catch any of these guys in a fucking lie. I don't think. I'd be shocked. But if they do, and these investigators lied, they need goddamn jailed. Okay? And I don't think that they did. Were they perfect in this investigation? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But for those of you that kind of hate police and just look for reasons to go after cops, that's fine. You had negative interactions with them for whatever reason, so it skewed your view. I understand. I've had mostly positive interactions with police, so it skewed my view. I have law enforcement in my family. So you're right. I do have a little bit of a skewed view. But when the rubber meets the road, and you got a lot of sizzle, but no steak, right? He lied. They're corrupt. They're this, and that. Doug Carter is one of the best leaders I've seen of police in a long time. That press conference, when Doug Carter said, "Don't get pissed at my investigators. Get pissed at me. Put it on me." That's an old coach thing, My team's undefeated, and I have every loss is on me. So he's taking that. So again, it's hard to take your personal feelings out of it, but just go down the line and listen. A lot of this document is embellished and this and that. And, the ER thing, the guy that they quote, I guess it's a guy from the previous case, this and that. Police lied. Well, I shared an article. Police are allowed to lie to a certain extent. Lie might not be the right word. I don't think you're going to see that in the law books, but they're allowed to do things. We have evidence someone testified against you. What they cannot say is, hey, if you give it up now, we'll take this off the table. They can't do any kind of dealing without a district attorney, a prosecutor, or someone else in that room that they've discussed before. The first few minutes of the interview missing, I don't know what that's about. But again, it makes you look bad if you're a police officer. What happened there? What happened with this interviews? Are we going to find out later that that's BS? I certainly hope so. He was Mirandized in the first one. Do you have to be Mirandized again? I don't understand all that legally, so I can't really speak to that. But they're trying to have the interrogation thrown out on October 26th. I thought of it, but Turbo mentioned it first in a Discord. What did he say on October 26th, the day one thrown out? Because the previous interview, I believe, was October 13th. They're okay with that. They're okay with that. The 26th, they had a huge issue. And you put in a document, the police started yelling at me. What are you, fucking 5 years old? Come on, man. I've always said the defense is doing the defense thing, and I think that they think they're doing the right thing. But I think when they look back on this years from now, they're going to regret some of the things that they did. But we shall see. And on the document, read the attorneys that are CC'd, right? These go to these people. No Hennessy. He's done. He's out. He's done. Okay? So he could go on shows, and he could talk shit and say what he wants to say. He's not under a gag order. So, and he never represented Richard Allen. So if people want to donate money, that's fine. That's your decision. But keep in mind, it's not a donation. It's a contribution because you can't write it off in your taxes. You're not going to get that money back. But people are doing something, and I disagree with them, and I wouldn't send them a penny, but I appreciate your level of care in this case and your level of, hey, this is personal to me now. I get it. So I'm not knocking anyone for doing that, but, these side quest people go on where you're going to attack this one and that one, and, I fell victim to it in January too, and I did what I did, but, after meeting Becky Patty for the first time and realizing how strong she is, we don't need to attack these dopes. We really don't. You leave them alone, and if the people that are, about the case and about pushing justice and about just finding out information, not just about Delphi, but with everything, crime-related, it's an interest to us, right? If those people leave the others alone, they will devour themselves. They already are. They will devour themselves. Leave it alone. Hard to do, right? Yeah, it is very hard. People say the craziest shit. There's crazy motherfuckers that are calling other crazy motherfuckers crazy, and you got to take a step back away from it and laugh at it a little bit. Like, pot, have you met the kettle? But all this coming out, again, nothing about the families from the defense. Nothing. So if people are still putting the families in their narrative, we've told you for years they're full of shit. How much longer is it going to take the people to realize that they're not involved? They're clearly not involved. Nobody thinks that they're involved except for a few people on YouTube. So, God forbid you're ever in that situation and someone would attack you after you lost a child with no proof. There's other cases going on right now where the parents are involved. One of the guys have been charged and the other two haven't been yet, but I'm telling you, they're in it. Especially the dad, the stepdad. He's in it. Or I'm sorry, the dad. He's in it. The mom's culpable too. She might have been controlled by the dad, but that's her kid. But in this case, in this time, Delphi, if you're attacking the family still, I don't know what to say to you. I don't have hatred for you. I don't have contempt for you. I have a lack of feelings for you. No one's renting space in my fucking head. There's enough going around up here that there ain't room for anyone else in their horse shit. But look back at that person, these people that are doing this, and understand where they're coming from. Something really bad happened in their home life, and we feel sorry for that. And hurt people. But it doesn't give you a right to do this. So continue doing what you're doing, and, your clickbait and stuff or whatever, that's all fine and good. But the people that are covering the case, whether you think Richard Allen's guilty or innocent, the people who are about the nuts and bolts of the case, this was an interesting document. And it's interesting what they picked out from the transcript. So there's clearly a transcript of some sort, or the video after the first 7 minutes, which is weird. I want law enforcement to have an explanation for that. What are we doing? That's when we Mirandaize people. That's when the doors open. You say this and that. And again, from Discord, and someone else put it in, and I thought it, but they said it before me, so I can't take credit for it. Richard Allen's using cop terminology. I'm done. stop, you know what I mean, for an interview. Like, I don't want, a citizen will say, I don't want to talk anymore, or this or that. Did he ever ask for a lawyer? I would assume the defense would have put that in there. I don't think he did. And this is the way that some of these people are, people that are killers. If he's adjudicated guilty, and I think he will be, I'm over the 85%. I'm up around 92. I really am. But he thinks he could control law enforcement. I could dictate this interview. Here's this big dope Holman in here, and he's going to screw up. They put in there that Holman's big and Allen's little. Is that necessary? Is that part of the law? You know, if you're scared, get a dog, go to church. I don't know what to tell you, but like, that's just too much. That shows me it's all sizzle and no steak. You're fluffing that up. You're fluffing that up. We got 8 pages. Like Rodney Dangerfield. It feels too light. Double it. Put 7 more pages of horse shit in there. And I think that that's what they did. And some people agree with me. Some people disagree with me. That's fine. We can come at it respectfully. But as long as you don't involve the family in this case, because you couldn't be more wrong. You couldn't be more wrong. And this is going to go on for 10 years. Let's say Richard Allen gets adjudicated guilty. He appeals. The family's never coming up. Never. Because there's nothing to it. There's absolutely nothing to it. Again, other case, you want to talk families? Oh, we can do that. People with families that hurt kids should be locked under the prison forever. Society can't use you anymore, and you're just done. I don't know how I feel about the death penalty. I still go back and forth with it. But anyways, I just wanted to share a couple feelings with you. I haven't done a live, I don't think, since last Monday, since I got back from Delphi. So I'm popping in here. I'll do something tomorrow, too. We could do a Delphi general discussion. I like hearing people's different points. I like people to challenge me and say, Coach Kev, you're wrong about this, and here's the reason why. If you're saying you're wrong because Carroll County's corrupt and Doug Carter's corrupt, and what? Which why are you citing this? What? Don't just say that. I'm not just going to tell you Richard Allen's guilty and just leave it at that. I'm going to list a bunch of things, the reasons why I think so. He was there. He put himself there. He admits to having the clothes. But to be honest with you, after visiting Indiana, everybody has that jacket and everybody has a pair of jeans like that. So that's tough for me. And what's that thing that innocent people have? Oh, shit. An alibi. He doesn't have one of those either. So we'll see what happens. And hopefully this goes in a couple of weeks. There's a lot of people that say, I hope there's a plea bargain for the family and they don't got to go through it. Yeah, you're right. But not personally being greedy, but just for all the chaos that's going on. You'd like to see this play out in court so everyone could hear everything. And each day, you'll come on YouTube at 6 or 7 at night, and there'll be pro-Allen, pro-prosecution people. And every night, breaking it down. Like a football game. We're recapping a football game. So I just want you guys to think about that. Turbo has shared. Frank has shared the documents. Check them out. See what you think. Get back to me. Leave something in the comments. You know my email, kevlar148@gmail.com. We could have a valid discussion. I'm fine with it. I won't attack you. Don't attack me. But you got to have more than Carroll County's corrupt. The police are corrupt. Okay, maybe they are. And in instances, you've seen it, they are. But in this case, what did they do wrong? I have my own issues with what they did wrong, and a lot of it was communication to the public. I think they dropped the ball there several times. But we'll see how this plays out in court, because all we've heard really was the defense saying this is how it happened. Other than a DVR snafu, which looked horrible for the law enforcement. Let's keep it real. We never heard their explanation to coming back to say, hey, this is what happened here. We just hear all these allegations. And that's the way it works. The defense fires off, and the prosecution lays back in the cut, because legally they really can't say anything. There's a lot that they can't say that the defense can, gag or no gag. So we will see what happens, and interesting how all this is playing out, how the Westerman thing is going to tie in. I've gone back and forth with him. Did he flip on Baldwin? Is he taking one for the team? What's going on there? I don't know. It's very interesting, though. But I hope everyone has a great rest of their Monday. I hope the weather's good where you are. I see there's some bad weather starting in the Midwest, in the plains and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys are all safe out there. We got lucky with the storms we were supposed to get last night. We did get a more torrential downpour of rain. And I cut my grass last Monday, and I think I saw a lion laying in there before. It's like the goddamn Serengeti, so I'm going to have to knock that out tomorrow again, too. But I ain't complaining, because it's beautiful weather. The arthritis is starting to feel better as that humidity lifts up, so I'll be a happy camper. And got a new shirt to wear tomorrow. My girlfriend got me. You guys are going to love it. No one understands what it means, but you're going to love it. So I'm going to leave you at that. We're already at the 15-minute mark. God damn, am I good at talking. too good at talking. But I'm going to leave you at that, and hopefully you're interested in what I said, or you spoke something in your brain. And if you agree or disagree with me, leave something in the comments, and we could get at it and peacefully and figure it out. And maybe at the end of the day, walk our separate directions and agree to disagree, and that's fine. And I don't think that people to think Richard Allen is innocent or a family blamers whatsoever. We're probably only down to about 10% of the YouTube population that still believes that, and that's dwindling every day. And it'll never go away, but we could get it down to 2%. And you could have the wing nuts. That could be their thing, and they could gather together at their wing nut ceremonies and do what they're going to do. But at the end of the day, justice for Libby and Abby is paramount to everything in this case. Everyone's feelings, including their families, everybody's. That's what has to happen, and I hope that that's what we see happen. And I think we're on that path. And I think as we find more information out, we're going to see how this really happened and how it played out. And at the end of the day, we all kind of want to know. We feel like we need to know. We're not entitled to know, but I understand. I'm right there with you. I walked that bridge. I walked them trails now, and got to meet Becky. Got to see the ball field, and yeah, it's got to go down the right way. So at the end of the day, we will see what happens. But I hope everyone has a great Monday. If you're near severe weather, stay safe. Wear your seatbelts, guys. Please, please, please wear your seatbelts in the car. Even if you're going down the street to the store 2 minutes away. Most accidents happen near your house because that's the roads that you travel. So the best likelihood of you wrecking is, 80% of my travel is done in this area. I'm going to wreck there. But we've seen some bad ones here recently, and it's just, don't drive through floodwaters either. If you're not sure, turn around, okay? I don't care if you're in a LeBaron or a Hummer. Turn around, please. So I'll leave you with that. All right, everyone. Great Monday. I love you all. From the porch, Coach Kev, out.